But one of the main reasons why the Aam Aadmi Party had lost out, despite the fact that there was certain resonance on the ground in 2017, was because they had not declared a CM phase. For those of us who've covered politics in Punjab, we know this for a fact that you need to have a CM phase. And this time round, the Congress was trying to get away with a no-risk factor, which means we're not going to announce a CM phase because there's a problem to choose between Channi as well as Navjot Singh Sidhu. But once Aam Aadmi Party also made that announcement, it became extremely difficult for the Congress party not to go ahead and make that announcement. What's that inside track? What's the reason where Rahul Gandhi finally made that statement which he made yesterday? Well, what my sources are telling me from within the Congress party and those close to Rahul Gandhi is that he tried his best not to announce, but he got a lot of feedback, not just from Navjot Singh Sidhu, but also from Channi Singh, but Channi, as well as many people from within his party, those who have come from Punjab, that now you cannot get away, you cannot play safe, because what it's going to do is it's going to increase infighting even more. And Punjab's style of politics is such where you need to have a face. That was one main reason why Rahul Gandhi decided that he would have to make a CM announcement. But what I'm also told is that Rahul Gandhi also asked his close peers that, who do we make? How do we make that choice? Won't it lead to more infighting? Suppose I make Channi the CM phase and not Sidhu, then will Sidhu work? So there have been those backroom negotiations. What I learned was that Navjot Singh Sidhu has actually met with Rahul Gandhi not once, but at least 4 times. There also has been a one-on-one meeting between Rahul Gandhi as well as Channi Singh Channi. Rahul Gandhi has also been in touch with many of the party MLAs, some of the members of parliament, who make the point that yes, you need to announce a CM phase. But what are the odds which are in favor of which name? Channi, Dalit CM, that's something which has been flaunted by the Congress party. Second is that it is something which the Congress calculates can help them as far as, say, UP elections or even Karnataka election goes. Second thing is the way Channi Singh Channi handled this entire PM security breach show that he's not any walkover. He's someone who can actually stand up. He is not a stamp. He's not going to be a rubber stamp. And also how he has, evolved. He's, the biggest criticism of Captain was that he was not reaching out to the people. In that sense, Channi has actually been very different. For example, a quick example is a wall in front of the CM residence in Chandigarh. What Channi does is he breaches that wall. And how does he do it? Late into the night, he sits on that wall and meets up with many of the party workers and some of the people of Punjab as well. These are those little things, his impromptu stopping on the road, meeting up with people. Those kind of factors seem to have worked in his favor. That is something which can work. But on the other hand, what about Navjot Singh Sidhu, Judge Sikh? Second thing is someone who actually takes up those issues in Punjab, even taking on his own party and government, because he feels that it's worth it. He's coming across as a rebel with a cause, a champion. For example, when he talks about the sacrilege issue, the drug issue is very, very intricately woven in Punjab politics. That's one way we try to reach out to the youth. The unemployment is a huge issue there. As far as the mothers go, the fathers go, they're very upset about the fact that, how their children often get admired in these whole drug cartel and nexus, and therefore we need to kind of do something about it. Sidhu has made this his issue, and the fact that he's now going to be contesting against Bikram Majithia perhaps can help Navjot Singh Sidhu. Those are the factors which are in favor of Sidhu. It's not going to be an easy choice. A kind of referendum is something which is being looked upon by Rahul Gandhi, and that is, reaching out to all the MLAs and the candidates as well. What were the compulsions? Because increasingly the Gandhis are realizing that you can no longer follow the traditional path of the Congress party where we decide, we are going to play it safe, no CM phase is going to be announced. It didn't work for them in Haryana according to input. For example, they now realize that if they had actually named Bhupender Singh Hooda in Haryana as a CM phase, maybe this time round the government or in the state could have actually been from the Congress party. I think this is a formula which the Congress is now going to try and work out in other states as well where there are elections coming down the corner. But in Punjab, certainly, this seems to be a very, very important factor on why Rahul Gandhi is being now left with no choice. They are both the sides who are arm twisting him, both Channi as well as Navjot Singh Sidhu, making it clear to him that you have to now portray a CM phase. The big challenge for him is that despite all the talk by Channi and Sidhu that whoever's chosen, we are going to completely support them. I doubt if that unity is going to be seen. So therefore, that's going to be the challenge and an assurance that Rahul Gandhi needs to come out with, that everyone is actually going to work together. So who knows? There actually may be a dark horse who emerges as a compromise candidate.